to market to right now. It's just flipped recently. That is a good market. Where before it wasn't. A couple of years ago it wasn't at all.
Well, you know, here's Gavin who's under 40, and yet his market is 40 to 60.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Because those are the people who are now looking. You know, the hot shots are in the affiliate world, strictly in the IM world, and they're not looking at anything other than money. You know, money, 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 money. Because that's what they think is necessary. That's the younger crowd. But the older crowd has kind of seen the money come, go, in, out, up, down, and now they're kind of going, okay, so how do I get steady money, and how do I, you know, make sure that I have enough money to retire and travel with Robert, and you know, how do I make sure that that happens? You know, they're coming online, they're looking for health information because they're not getting enough health information from their doctors in many cases, or they can't afford the doctors, or all kinds of things that are happening. Or they know that they don't want to be drugged, which is the common doctor response in North America, to give them, you know, more drugs, and they know that that isn't what they want. So, you know, I think we all kind of have a similar audience in the fact that we're looking for an older crowd. And now we just need to know how to match the message to what they want to hear, you know, and then offer that, and you'll have your tribe start to build.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, one of the products that I have is a cashback program for online, like
Doobly,
Doobly, yeah. So, I'm having a hard time focusing. I mean, because it's a wide, broad. It's like, where do I find people who want to buy online? And I know, I mean, I've looked at you know, different sites, like they're telling us at Doobly is to go to the shoe stores. You know, it's women, and you focus on the sales for purses and shoes and stuff like that. But that's not my market. I'm not interested in those things. So I'm not looking for them, you know. So that's where I'm struggling with that. And I'm thinking a younger crowd, college students, are wanting to save money, and they would like to make money online as well, you know, to supplement their income. But I haven't really had a focus.
Yeah, I mean, I know Doobly quite well, and I know a lot of people in Doobly, and just so you know, they're all kind of struggling. But I think one of the things that can make a big difference is to find one market. Like, I know, and I can't remember the name of the store right now, but there's one high-end, fresh, organic market that has prepared meals, for example.
Okay.
Now, if you focus on people who would like access to that, and then how they can they save money.
Okay.
People for a specific kind of site that you can show them. Okay, well, you can go to the site and you can pay, you know, $25 for a meal, or $20, whatever the price is. Perfect. Yeah. I can show you how you can do precisely the same thing and get $5 back every time.
Okay.
So that at the end of the day, you're getting what you want, but you're also building up a cash balance so you can have an extra meal every week or something, right? Okay. And to me, I think it's going to take a little more specific focus, because just finding people who want to shop online, I mean, if you go after the people who buy shoes, go after the people who buy shoes, but know the best shoe stores kind of thing, you know? Right. And if you want to focus on the people who buy organic and fresh and want good meals, but still have the issues of kids and running around and all those kinds of good things.
Yeah.
Show them the markets that,
Yeah.
you know, so you do the shopping and show them. It's like, well, you can shop here, and this is what you get. Perfect. And you
Okay.
pay X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Or you get Doobly, and you pay X amount of dollars and get $5 back or whatever, right? And
Okay.
then it becomes, because everybody I've talked to who's in Doobly, and I've got lots of friends who are in Doobly, the challenge is to get it clear enough that people can see it.
Well, and it's the narrow market, because I'm not, like I say, I'm not interested in shoes and purses, but I am interested in organic and vitamins and stuff like that. So I can see that as a focus, as a niche for me to focus on. So that's good. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is that then you're not limited just to Doobly. You might find other people for whom you can be an affiliate.
Right.
Who offer great products, right?
Right.
And
Right.
And from them get a special deal to your clients where normally the price is X, but you've got this special deal for your clients where the deal is Y, right? So
Right.
you know, now they're saving money up front, and so you kind of got the good all the way around there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It helps.
Yeah, I mean, I think having these sessions where we can talk about this kind of stuff. Now, apparently, at some point in time, and maybe this week, I missed messages all over the place this week. It was just kind of crazy. So, you know, if I see something, I can certainly post it in the group to keep us up to date.
Okay.
Because I think that there's something coming out real soon about getting our points running for the Alliance, but I don't even know enough at this point in time to tell you even how we should focus that. So, so I'm not sure about that, but as I find that out, I will post it.
Okay.
I found out somehow about half an hour ago that there's actually a leaders page, and of course I had been led into it and shown it, but it was in my just in my timeline where I just signed into it and said yeah, and I just thought it was part of the Networking Superstars over Leaders page. Never got to the Leaders page, never put it into favorites. And so I'm going like, what am I supposed to talk to my group about today, Nicole? She said, well, go to the Leaders page. I went, what Leaders page? Anyway, we got to know. That was kind of like, you know. Oh, well. It's a learning curve. Good thing this is a 12-week program. I'll get it together. Don't worry.
One week is gone now. It's 11-week program now. Can you
Oh, yeah, I'll
say
be really
something
good at this
about?
by the time it's done. So what else has come up for you guys in that first module? Did you have any questions? What can I help you with?
Now, I would like to know more about magnetic attraction. You asked that question. You remember the question of the group, magnetic attraction. Can you sort of highlight on it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, magnetic attraction, D. Hallway, is exactly what I think we've been talking about, where you match the message so that the person who sees your message goes, yep, I need to know that. You know? And when you've got that message match, it becomes magnetic because the person who you are sending that message to kind of goes, yeah, I need to know that. Yeah, I do. That's me. You know, that's me. And then it becomes magnetic. We're programmed to want to know certain things. You know, we're programmed curious. It's how we grow. It's how we evolve as a species. And so, you know, we're always looking for what else do I need to know? What else do I need to know? But there's too much out there. You know, we don't need to know everything about everything. We kind of got that figured out. But there's some things, like health is a big one. You know, traveling over the age of 60, big one. You know, so those kinds of things are kind of automatically, you know, if somebody wants to talk to me about, you know, for me it's hormonal, okay? So I want to know things about how to get my hormones aligned. And my doctor hasn't got a clue. I go, I've got hormonal issues, and he goes, yeah, well, so does every woman. That's not very helpful. Like, thanks a lot, pal.
Okay, thanks.
You know, so, I mean, you say something to me about, you know, helping women over 60 align their hormones, man, I'm all over that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how the message becomes very magnetic, because now you've got somebody who wants to know more about that, no matter what. And isn't even terribly concerned if you're an expert or not an expert, because there's so friggin' little information out there, and there's so friggin' many of us with a problem. And the medical community is just kind of throwing up their hands and going, yeah, I don't know. You know, women and their hormones. Well, that's nice, but it doesn't help me at all.
No.
And you know, I think that's true for a lot of women. So, you know, something like that, if you can provide information in there and help women become, you know, more self-actualized around hormones, oh, they'll follow you the ends of the earth, you know?
Yeah.
So does that help with the magnetic?
Yeah, no, it does help. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Anything else anybody got going on? You know, one of the things I want to say about our alliance and about our, you know, messenger and stuff is it is really an area where you can post questions and either, you know, get answers, or we'll help you find answers, because as you go through the training, there's going to be things that don't necessarily resonate, or you're not quite sure what's being said or how it's being said, or you're not seeing how it's very useful or whatever. You know, feel free to post your questions there, so that we can all help you get answers. You know, that's part of how we can help one another. This is, to me, an alliance always has to be a mastermind. There's got to be people here with knowledge on stuff that I don't have, and I'm looking forward to some answers, and vice versa. So if you kind of are going, I'm not sure what this means, or I didn't quite get this, you know, don't be afraid to say that, because we're all here in the same boat. We're all growing, and we're learning together, and how we learn together is to, you know, I might not have even seen it well enough to even see the question. The fact that you had a question might go, oh my God, I never even thought about that. Yeah, that's kind of important, you know? That seems to me to be the big way that we can help one another. And anything else that I know that we went through this last time. Has everybody now got a Facebook page of some sort? Glenna, you probably need about 3 of them, because you've got 3 very disparate areas.
I actually have 4. I have 4.
Okay.
But I'm focusing on 3. One of them is kind of like, I don't do too much on it.
Yeah.
Too much of a. It just doesn't. I mean, it's a very narrow focus. So I just quit using it right now.
Well, and just make sure that on whatever page you do, brand yourself as an expert in a way that you're an expert in that area, so that people, even if it's an expert from the standpoint of researching and finding information for people, become that source for them, so that they feel like, oh, well, I can walk in here with a question, and even if she doesn't know the answer, she's likely to go help me find the answer, you know?
Okay.
Because that's really what brings your tribe together. I mean, no longer does the world expect people to know everything, you know? There's just way too much information out there. But if they know that you're kind of in their camp and maybe 2 steps ahead of them, but if they have a question, you'll move them, you know, up with you and share what you've got. Then at least they know that there's 2 people instead of just them looking for the answer.
Okay. That's good, because I mean, I do a lot of research, and always have. And I was always the one to go to if somebody didn't know something. So that's why I haven't ever really seen a place that I am an expert in, but I am an expert researcher. That's for sure.
An expert what?
Researcher.
Research.
Okay. Okay.
If I don't know, I'll find out.
And that's an invaluable source, you know, because there's so many places to go to find out these days, that somebody is willing to go do some research with and for you is an invaluable resource, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, each one of the areas that you've identified, DHOA and the medical community, you know, you have a huge step forward in terms of your access to the medical community that most of us don't have. And to be able to go in there and find out the latest information, not from the layperson's perspective, but from the medical community's perspective, gosh, that's a huge resource. So, I mean, capitalize on that. Use that to your advantage.
Now go into the medical fraternities where I'll be inviting travel. I would like to go to the people. You know, they are going to start to chop me down. Don't want to fight with the medical fraternity. Yeah, if you get my point.
Well, sure, but I mean, on the other hand, before you chop it down, go find out what it is that they're now saying, and be able to go beyond that. But to be able to stand on the shoulders of the medical community and build on what they know and what they don't know is a big step forward, you know? I mean, they definitely know some things, and they definitely have huge gaps in their knowledge, which, of course, none of them ever want to admit. But, you know, to be able to go there and sort of stand on those shoulders and say, this is what the medical community currently thinks, and this is where the people who are beyond the medical community or have taken and expanded their thinking, and, you know, build from there.
No, that one is okay. That is fine. I've got a question to ask. I don't know. On this, you know, we get messages from, we didn't say admin, to promote webinars. Now it was said we must promote it without spamming. I just want to know the attitude towards groups. You know, we are invited to these different groups. Does advertising to them constitute spamming? Should I only put the messages in my pages, group, and also profile? Or am I allowed to also, without being called spamming, to give the message to other groups? Because one gets invitations from groups, you join, but now I heard one should not spam. What is the philosophy
Well, I mean, you can't spam a group, okay? So one of the things, if you're going to post in another group, you need to know what their posting guidelines are and what their rules are, and not break them, because otherwise they'll just ban you.
Okay.
You know, so if you have any question, message the person or persons in charge, the admins, and find out what they are willing to have you post or not post. You know, if you are planning on making a post with a link or something in it, go, here's the post I'm planning on putting up. Is this a problem for you? And if so, if I don't have a link in it, but I want to convey the message, is that okay? Because, I mean, you can come into a lot of groups as your page, for example. If you have a Facebook page, you can show up in some of these open groups in particular as your page, which can be attractive. Or, you know, maybe you can leave a link. I mean, a lot of times people go in and they simply have a link to a video. And the video then links to their page or links to a capture page or something. But they don't post the capture page, they post the video, right? And or the link to the video. So what shows up is an interesting video. And then they come from that interesting video into a capture page and decide if they want to get more information about whatever this poster had as a post. But, you know, you have to be aware if you're going to post in other groups not to break their rules, because they'll just ban you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So anyone have any other questions?
I don't.
No? Yes, I've got the question. Where is our group shrinking now?
No, we may have lost one person. Joe may have dropped out. Jax messaged me and said she was going to be late and she wasn't sure how late she was going to be, and didn't want to come in if it was going to be a disruption. And I told her to join us, but she may just not. She may have just simply been late. And you know, you'll find people who from time to time have to miss our meetings. And I just remembered halfway through to turn on the broadcast, so she'll get half the thing. But, you know, because we were sort of coming in all hits and pieces, I had forgotten to turn it on. But I'll get better at that, too. So, you know, we're not really shrinking. There's one person who may have dropped out.
Or dropped out?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're getting people coming in who are going to want to join, and so we'll probably have growing people too. So we won't be short people.
Okay. Thank you.
So, gang, I'm sure we all have busy days and busy lives. I know I certainly do. Lots of things going on. So I won't keep you longer. And, you know, as I said, go ahead, message me, message the group. I'm here, you know, to serve. I'm here to help as much as I can. And we're all here to grow. So there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is the one that you didn't ask and didn't get an answer to, because you didn't grow, you know?
Yeah.
And so just ask the question and grow, you know, and you help everybody else grow, because you particularly help the people who won't ask the questions, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's part of the whole research thing. I mean, asking questions is the first way that we start any research project, because you want to kind of figure out, okay, what does the group know, and stand on that knowledge, and then go on from there.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, thanks a lot, and have a great week. We'll talk on the call. We'll talk in the group as necessary. And, I'm only too happy to do a Hangout. I have no issues with Hangouts whatsoever, even though they don't always work for me. But I really have no Hangouts, no hang-ups about them at all. So
Okay.
I'll jump into a Hangout and, share screen and do a bunch of stuff if anybody's got any questions or technical issues or whatever.
Great. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, have a great one. Talk to you soon.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.